Hey guys.
So we've got something a little overdue.
Yeah, we should have done this a while ago.
Yeah, so you may recognize the art you're about to see because it's from a while ago.
They're looking at it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the title card art for Uranium. We've been sitting on a video of Megan drawing this for a while. We just haven't had enough time to do the actual.
Yeah, we keep doing other things and then
really
forgetting to, and then we're doing it now.
Yeah,
we're doing it now.
Yeah. So see you in a minute.
So I made this slightly easier for the sake of the video by not listening to a podcast and having it accidentally record onto the thing.
Well, it's not like that mattered in the last one anyway.
Yeah, no, Josh cut that out, but just so you know, I wasn't like distracted by anything. I wasn't constantly switching through YouTube music videos or anything, because that keeps giving Josh problems.
Well, it's more editing for me at the end of the day. Anyways,
I put my references over on the side. Those are Uranium sprites, and that's the original title card, which I was going to color pick. I'm gonna eye drop colors from it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I drag in the words too afterwards.
Yeah, and I should point out that this is 3 times sped up. So this is 300% speed or 3 times speed or what have you. Yeah. I'm just gonna point it out so that people don't think you draw this fast.
Oh no! I think this was originally like an hour and a half?
Oh yeah, no, it was very long. I originally went with 2 times speed and then realized it was still 45 minutes and was like, no.
Yeah, so this is still the sketching portion, and there's gonna be a lot of this because I had to figure out the anatomy for things that I had not drawn before.
Yeah, the poses and designs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
I want to say this is from before I actually started drawing Uranium Popkas for Popkas proper. Mm-hmm. So this would have been the first time I've drawn Tracton or Achilles.
Yeah.
And actually the first time I drew Theo. And it became very relevant in like all of the title cards stuff after this.
Yeah. Because Theo's in most of them, not all of them.
No, this is the first he was in, and then he was in the next 2.
Yeah.
I should have recorded myself doing some of the other ones, because, I mean, if you haven't watched our Uranium Let's Play, which is more or less finished, we might go back in and do, like, post-game stuff eventually.
I think we might do it eventually.
Yeah, but,
bonus
like,
videos and things.
For now... Oh, and I saved just in case the thing crashes.
Yeah.
But anyways, for now, this is like the first Theo, and every other Theo after this became plot significant. It kind of created a new running gag.
Sort of.
So this was like the beginning of the end for Theo, which is great. I'm always constantly trying to figure out how to draw ears from behind, because should they stick out a little ways or what? See, I was erasing this entire thing.
Yeah. This
happens a lot. It's just like, I'll go back and it's like, you know what? This isn't right.
And we should point out again, in case people have forgotten or they haven't seen the last video, that you're doing, this is GIMP, the program.
Yes, this is, like that's what it's called. I didn't name it. It's GIMP 2.6. It's a dumb name. I've had people look at me weird for saying that's what I use.
Well.
I didn't pick the name. It stands for something.
You did pick the program. That's why I look at you weird about it.
It's free, and I've been using the same thing for like over a decade, so I'm super familiar with it. And most people can't tell that I'm not using something better.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of experimenting with Krita, because it's also free, but it's like from the modern era, but like I'm not really comfortable with it yet, so I do GIMP for almost everything, and then every so often if I have an excuse to try to mess with Krita, I'll do it once in a while. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I don't often draw things from behind like this. Mm-hmm. So it's once we get to drawing Hundi, I guess the sprite's official name is like Pluto or something.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, the gender neutral protagonist. Once I get there, it's like, oh, that's easy. I've drawn that one a few times, so it is nothing. But like Theo, and from this angle, it's like I was constantly erasing his parts. Decided to just destroy his arm, just have it go forward a little.
Do you remember, was this the 3rd intro art, or?
No, I don't think so. It was, was it the third? I don't know. We'll look it up in post or
yeah,
something.
but because you have this one and then you have the beach one.
Yeah, there was the first one, which you can see in the corner. There was the one on the beach with all of the brain fart, all the bugs.
Yeah.
And I want to say there was one before this, but I don't remember now.
We'll look it up eventually. I don't know if I'm even gonna remember to put it in post or anything, but
oh, there goes the foot.
Oh no, the shoes!
I just had feet are a difficult one for me.
I'm almost like surprised by the way that the people who made this game did not do the generic Pokemon thing, where I don't know if you've ever noticed, but a lot of the protagonists in Pokemon, if they wear pants, they tuck their pants into their socks.
Oh, that's weird and dumb.
It's confusing and I don't understand it, but it is like consistent. Like Sugimori, like the actual artist for Pokemon, is like consistent about it.
Maybe it's just acceptable. Why am I erasing I didn't remember erasing this many things.
Yeah, that's fine. It happens.
Yeah,
That's how art is.
Yeah, it's just I don't remember erasing this much. He's had like 8 arms and 8 feet by this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe in Japan it's just socially acceptable to wear your pants tucked into your feet.
Yeah, you just tuck your pants into your feet.
It feels like a socks with sandals sort of faux pas for us, but maybe it's not for them. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, neither of these characters have pants long enough to do that, so it doesn't matter. It's also something I wouldn't have expected anyone to have noticed.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why you noticed.
It's weirdly generic, but it's like, I don't know. I noticed weird things that make no sense.
Yeah.
Tucking your pants into your socks is like really nonsense.
Yeah. Anyways, this is Achilles. This is the fire starter for Uranium.
It's the final form of him, not including the Mega.
Yeah. So this thing always is annoying for me because I insist on making like the flames have colored outlines so that they don't just look like they're just shapes. They look like they're special. They stand out because they're flame. They're not solid.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I do it for this one. I know I did it for the Popkas, where it was just like a big pain in the butt to go in later and select the line art and color specifically just the flames.
I would like to do that more often with my art when it comes to like drawing fire and stuff like that, but I typically either forget or it's just way too much of a hassle.
Yeah, it is a big hassle.
It's a big pain in the butt.
Yeah, especially since there's fire on like the ankles and the elbows and the head and the tail for this one. For most actual Pokemon, it's easy. Like, for most Pokemon, it's just, like, the friggin' tail or something. Yeah. But here, it's, like, just so many small bits that interact with, like, little spikes and stuff.
It's, like, because, like, Ponyta does the thing where it's on the backs of the legs, too, and on the tail.
Yeah, but it's also a much simpler silhouette to start with. It's just a white horse. Well, a cream-colored yellowish horse, but yeah. It's just, this one's just way more complicated. And I guess I can't complain too much because I didn't have to sprite it. And I want to say
that would be way more difficult. Yeah.
I want to say the starters are animated, right? So someone had to animate that.
I think they are, but I don't know if they started out animated.
Yeah. I mean, none of them started out animated. It's something they've been slowly adding in.
Yeah. Well, no. Some of them did start out animated. I'm pretty sure there were a handful.
I don't know. Well, anyways, Achilles is Theo's Pokemon. That was a starter. In this game, they made the rival start with whatever's weak to yours.
Actually, and I could totally be wrong about this, so forgive me if I am. I think Theo always starts with Achilles.
That doesn't make sense. What if you both have Achilles? That doesn't make any sense.
I think he gets depressed, and then Bambo just hands him one anyway, or something like that. Like I think you can start with the same Pokemon.
Okay, someone's gonna have to correct us.
I'm probably super wrong.
I think you're wrong. Anyways, this fight is not between our starter and his. This is between his starter and Tracton, who we got from the casino.
Yeah, he's a casino baby.
Yeah, and he's also super hard to draw because machines are incredibly hard to draw.
Yeah, he's a tractor with a dragon head, so he's just all machine parts.
And at the time, he was like a fucking beast. He was amazing. He kind of fell behind later on in our playthroughs. We found some much beefier dudes.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, he is a dragon steel type.
Yeah, so he's got some good defense, but he's also got some weird weaknesses.
Well, you'd think he has good defense, but it's like you cannot judge Pokemon just on their typing alone and go, if it's a steel type, it's going to have good defense. Because that's not always true.
Yeah, because defense is also a stat.
Yeah, well, like, obviously. And they will have okay resistances in some games.
Oh my god, those tank treads. I hated those so much.
Tank treads are awful, I agree.
Oh yeah. I don't even think actual tank treads look like this. And if you look at the way I did them, the actual, like, wheelie bits inside the treads aren't even tight against the tread itself. It's like, I did that so bad. And I had to do it again when I actually drew a proper version of this for Popkas. Yeah. And it sucked equally bad, probably. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I just remember that Tracktom kind of sucks to have to draw, but that for a while he was a really good Pokemon. Like, if you play Uranium, go invest a little time into the casino, because if you're starting out, he's great.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got other things later on in the game, if you've got, like, access to Fafnenter and stuff, it's like you don't need Tracktom. You just don't.
Well, it would help if he evolved. I don't know why you paused there.
There was probably something I was doing. I may have been talking to you.
Potentially.
Like, I don't know, because we did this in, like, March.
Yeah.
But, like, if I paused for a second, there's many things it could have been. It could have been that I know I didn't, like, get up to go use the bathroom or get water or anything, but I may have had to say something to you or double check something. The phone may have rung. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Well, this is our boy Hundy. He's easy to draw, because I've already drawn him, by this point, probably like 2 or 3 times. And, I say he, but this is...
Yeah, I was gonna say they, not he.
I don't know. This is our person.
Yeah.
It is the gender-neutral protagonist, so I shouldn't say our boy, but, this is our baby. This is us. We chose to be gender-neutral because there's 2 of us, so I figured, like, we'll average out the genders.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. Also, I kind of like this design best. Maybe it's just because I've gotten used to seeing it. Them. Yeah. I guess you can use it as a term when it's a design you're referring to.
I wouldn't go for that.
Okay, I don't know.
Just saying.
Oh man, that foreshortening.
Yeah, I was gonna say the foreshortening on that arm is a little.
Yeah.
I think you eventually get it, but I don't remember.
I get it because I know that this is a finished picture that I did. Yeah. But that happens sometimes. It just takes a little practice.
That's just how foreshortening
that was
works.
Good enough. So look at our smug child, just being all the winner of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pluto kinda does some weird stuff with their pants, wherein they're basically wearing, like, what is that, like capris almost?
I think they're bike shorts. But
it's
either
so
way,
weird.
That's not
it
weird.
Looks so strange, and I don't like
capris
it.
Look okay. I think those are weird shoes, though.
Super weird shoes to be wearing.
Like, I don't know.
Big old tall boots.
No, those are. I don't think they're boots. I think they're just high top sneakers.
Still.
But they are weirdly constructed.
Yeah, they're super tall for the pants that they're wearing.
So this is me selecting the line art and then going in and filling in the selection, and then I have to go in and get all the fine little details so it doesn't have weird chunks sticking out or like jagged bits or uncolored sections that are just like a single pixel thick. And this is just generally how I do this, because then I can lock the transparency and scribble all over it and it won't go outside the lines.
Yeah.
I usually start with skin.
Programs don't allow to do that, by the way. I don't know why that is. Yeah, it sucks a little bit, I'll agree.
Also, I'm color picking straight from the sprites, so, you know.
That's not always a good idea.
It isn't?
It worked fine for this, but, like, just as an aside, that's not always a good idea.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm aware, because, I also did a full spread of Popka art for for Pokemon Quartz,
Yeah.
which is another fan game. That one is a ROM hack. This one was made in RPG Maker.
This one was not a ROM hack. Uranium is not a ROM hack.
That's a common misconception.
Yeah, I think it is. I've heard at least a couple of people say it.
Yeah, but anyways, I did like all of the Quartz sprites as Popkas, and I tried color picking from there, and most of them look like shit.
Yeah, no, the actual colors on sprites and stuff, they always look different when you actually blow them up and try and put them into art.
It's because it's a different, weird. It's a different type of drawing. You can't really translate it directly in.
Well, sometimes you can. With this
time, it's like I think it's because the guy who did Quartz was not necessarily an artist. And this was clearly done by someone who has more experience with sprites and stuff.
Potentially.
So, like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Technology...
Who the guy who does Quartz was.
His name was Barrow, and he's some guy from Spain. That's all I know. That's all I know. The stuff going on here is a lot easier, a lot more drawing friendly, because I think it was just picked with a little more care and also a little less restriction, because the Quartz being a ROM hack had to kind of just sort of replace bits of Pokemon Ruby, and that would have been held to the restrictions of the Game Boy Advance.
What is the pen you use there, by the way, to get the effect where the yellow and the white
it was
fits
just
inside the yellow?
Honestly, that was like the default setting for the paintbrush. Probably. Okay. Like, because I use a lot of the default brushes.
Okay.
Because I've made some of my own, but it's, for a lot of things, just the ones that are there, I'm just so used to them. They're fine.
So it just has a varied, maybe like a pressure opacity?
Yeah, like I have it set to size. I can see it on the side there. Yeah. Opacity and size were pressure sensitive.
Yeah.
And that was it. And it was a circle. It was a circle brush. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is actually like ridiculously simple tools. And I've just learned how to make it look special by doing either a lot of layer tricks or just treating it like I'm actually painting.
Yeah.
Where it's just I just use my hands. I don't know how to explain that any better. I set the brush to something default and I use my hands to draw the thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's just if it's pressure sensitive, you just go kind of light on things. This is the part I hate.
Yeah, this was you going through, and now you have to do cleanup for like every single pixel.
Oh yeah, and I do.
Yeah.
This, like, you can see, like, I'm going through and I'm cleaning up every bit. God, it's painful just to look at.
No, it's fine.
And I still insist on doing this. If there's things that are like glowing or not solid or stuff like that, in Laserwing, my webcomic, which you should be reading, I have a character who has eyes that occasionally glow, so I always have to go in and like color in the pupil and the stuff that I drew in black and then make them like slightly red. So it's like, I keep setting myself up for this crap. Why do I do that?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Good old Tracton, though. I mean, the colors are easy.
It's a robot, so it's going to be detailed line work, but the colors are going to be simple.
Oh, yeah, no. It's literally like construction orange.
Yeah. I don't remember. Do you actually get the bumper on Tracton on the final version of this picture?
You mean the black lines?
Yeah, the black stripes.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah, because I'm just noticing that there's no line art.
Yeah, that's because on the actual sprite, it's not really like outlined out, and also it's going to be easier to go in with just color and then stripe out the yellow. I think I do. I mean, we're going to find out in like 2 minutes.
I love that face, by the way.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
that's his victory face. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
I'm still not completely sure how that mouth should work. There should be a hinge.
He's like a tractor, so there is a hinge in there, but at the same time, he's supposed to vaguely be alive. So it's like I don't know.
Yeah, like it's one of those Pokemon designs where they kind of like did what they wanted because it's a fan game. Why not? And here it is. Here's me doing the bumper.
Here's you doing the bumper.
It's much easier to do this way than to line it out. This way, it's all just lined up nice.
Yep.
Instead of being all crooked like teeth.
I should add, before we get too far into the video, by the way, this is also because we've been neglecting doing this. We'd like to say thank you to the patrons, because holy shit, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Specifically, thank you, Stephanie C. Thank you,
Dan and James.
And James Mason. And Rusty, who's a new
Rusty!
That's an older friend of mine who I apparently just really likes our videos.
Why are you giving us money, Rusty? We love you.
He's also donating 10, which, like,
nice.
I'm not going to tell you not to give us money, but the 10 one doesn't have anything attached to it.
I mean, you can still do it.
Yeah, you do it. I'd love that.
I'm not going to say don't do it, and I'm also going to not say I'm not trying to, like, single out the other patrons for not doing it. And if you're not a patron, you're still cool.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah. Rusty, though, why? Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
It's okay, we can say these things because we know him.
Yeah.
I miss him.
But yeah, no, well, the $10 one is that was originally meant for streaming, which was like something that we wanted to do, but we want to make sure that we can make enough money to get better internet connection so that we can do it, because the internet in our hovel
our internet's gotten worse.
Yeah, somehow it's gotten worse over the time that been streaming.
It's been like in the last 3 months, like Comcast has just been pooping really hard.
This, by the way, is such simplistic shading, but I absolutely adore it. I can't shade at all.
Well, I usually start with the shadows, which is technically not how that works because darkness is just an absence of light.
Yeah.
But I have explicit light sources here with all of those flames. So I started with the light, and it's just, there's an orange ambience on everything. Ambiance, whatever. But I'm starting with that, and then I'm going to go into all the little crevices and add the shadow. That's me testing out the color I picked.
That's you squiggling on the picture because you're done with it.
Is this going to look okay over everything? Is this going to work on the multiply layer?
You're angry and you want to just erase the whole thing.
I was probably angry by this point because I had to do all them flames and
I wouldn't be surprised.
Treads and stuff. Yeah, just wait till we get to the background. Those are always funny.
Oh yeah, the background is the way you do backgrounds is like really interesting too, to be honest.
Sort of. Yeah. I kind of suck at backgrounds, so it's funny.
You're better than I am.
Okay, when we get to it, we'll go into this in a little more depth. Right now, shadows are honestly, like, since this is supposed to be in kind of an anime-ish style, and I mean, I'm gonna admit that I make an excuse for my work. Oh, hey, his collar was uncolored. I make an excuse for my work a lot that it is generally anime style. It's like I'm aware that certain things are not technically how stuff goes, like for color theory or whatever. And it's just, I don't have to improve, it's my style. It's like sometimes, yes, I'm actively trying to make things look a certain way. So normally I do shadows first because in a lot of animation and in things like Pokemon sprites and stuff, you get like one layer of shadow and not a lot else.
Yeah. So
it comes out very simple, but for what I'm doing, it works. So this is even more simple. This is the background. So this is a scribble. This is, I wouldn't even call it a speed paint because it's literally it's me scribbling.
I would like to add that eventually we're going to do the video for the final art for
yeah.
I did not remember to record myself doing the background for that, but Megan basically had to hold my hand through it.
Yeah.
Because I cannot do backgrounds at all.
That's what I wanted to say, is that Josh keeps coming up to me being like, can you do a background? I'm not good at them. You're so good at them. And I just look at him like, I suck at backgrounds. What are you talking about? Look at this. I actually, what I wound up doing was giving him a PSD file for the first uranium background, which you can see in the corner still there for color picking. And I just showed him, like, here's the layers. It's literally some scribbles, some other scribbles, some lines. The lines go up and down if they're trees. They go round and round if they're bushes.
So I color picked and I did my own versions of squiggles and stuff like that.
Like, I like to think that my color choices are generally pretty good. I do a lot of adjusting, but because it's digital art, I can do that, like, whatever. Like, this is me, look at that, that's me picking colors. It's just, I did the same tree, like, 5 times, deciding what I wanted to do, and they're literally scribbles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, sometimes you can get away with that if there's gonna be a bunch of crap in the foreground. If you've ever seen me do, like, perspective, which if you've read Laserwing, you've seen me do perspective, I am terrible at it. I am the worst. But when it comes to, like, oh, here's some trees, it's like, yeah, I can do trees. I will scribble the fuck out of those trees. They will look like crap. There's branches, and they're literally squiggles on top of, like, a big stripe.
Yeah.
But once the text and stuff goes on it, you're not going to notice.
No, it looks super nice even without the text, though. I think it actually looks a lot better than you're giving it credit for.
Well, it's easy to do. I just don't want people to think there's like some fancy technique. There isn't. This is it. This is all it is. Most of my art I don't put backgrounds on because it's just like a single figure on nothing.
We're getting kind of close to the end of the video, so I just wanted to mention we have been thinking about possibly doing streams again, but we really want to sit down and make sure that the internet will work for that, because we don't want to get random drops in the middle of a stream.
Yeah,
because that's been happening lately.
In just life.
Just random drops when we're doing nothing but like surfing the internet. So we're gonna make sure that that's all working, and we'll let you guys know probably about a week ahead.
Check out that background shading, though. That's a watercolor brush and me scribbling in vague, large areas.
Your watercolor brush looks really odd.
It's because there isn't a lot of stuff that's actually GIMP compatible.
Yeah.
So my choices are limited, and that was one of them. It looks okay. It works.
No, it looks fine, but it's like I don't know. It's kind of like a weird cube.
Okay, so like
tattered edges.
The cube with tattered edges is basically just the average, the shape of each shape that's in the brush. Because it's literally like a collection of watercolor blobs. With I didn't realize that I redid this.
I guess you had to.
Why did I have to? I don't know. I don't remember.
It looked like it didn't fit on the last thing.
Did I don't remember.
So you just decided apparently to redo.
Yeah, I don't remember why I'm doing this, but I'm cool with it. Whatever. More time to talk.
Yeah.
But with GIMP, the brushes are basically just a collection of images that will either randomly or in an order just sort of repeat themselves. So the watercolor brush I have is like a bunch of watercolor blobs that just sort of press one after the other when I do the pen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those, and if you see my art in a lot of detail a lot of the time, you'll start to see like the same texture over and over. Cause GIMP is kind of, I'm not gonna say obscure, but it's like most people just steal Photoshop. I don't. I use something that's legally free and also from 10 years ago, and also occasionally freezes. Yeah,
and like loses pictures sometimes.
Yeah, but most of the time it works. And I mean, I hope the results speak for themselves.
I mean, most of the time, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember when it was that I decided to just start imitating logos for our Hundera Presents, but I'm glad I started doing it.
Yeah. I don't know if I like it more that it's the Hundera Presents as opposed to the actual logo for the thing. But it's fine, I guess. I just feel like copying the logo in order to write the name of a thing just feels like, why not just paste the logo in? But putting our name in it, I guess, makes it like different and unique to us. Well, I for the character snark, the actual art for all of the character snarks and the all of the snarks, basically. Yeah. I drew the framing device. Yeah, I'm the one who picks the pictures that go in there, and the logos I do actually draw. So some of them are like really, really complex, and that is me just literally redrawing the logo for certain games. It's good for like training your handwriting to not suck so much. Yeah, the Blaze Blue one took me like 3 hours. Go in and look at the logo on any of the character snarks for Blaze Blue, and look at that logo. You would barely know unless somebody told you that I did that by hand. It is like 6 layers. It's got a bunch of Japanese in it, doesn't it? No, it's got a bunch of like nonsense. It's supposed to look like fire. Really? Or something. Yeah, it's like cut in and it's got take a look weird at that. Like blurring like. And it's like really intricate. It's amazing. Oh, this is me just adjusting things. This is the boring part where I just sort of that's fine. Make sure it's all where I want it. It's still important. Yeah. So that should be just about the final product. We're pretty much going through Megan saving it. So this is the final product. I've put it up on the screen now.
Yeah.
So that people can see it.
After this, while we're talking about it, can you then put up the one that comes after this so people can see the comparison of how Theo looks?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll put that one up real fast too. So yeah, he's really good in that one. Like, he's just suddenly an adult for no reason.
He's really good in the one after that too.
Yeah, he's also, by the way, in the one where he's pulling Hundy around by the hand.
That's the one that's
it's supposed to look like a redo of the first art, right?
No,
like it's an homage
really.
To the original title.
No, it was just me thinking, oh man, it's me and Theo running around, and I'm in a scuba baby cocoon, and he's just he doesn't need it. He just doesn't need it, so he's going to run around and we're just gonna go do stuff. And it kind of turned out very similar, because I just like the idea of Pokemon trainers running with their Pokemon, and then one is in their hand like a little baby.
Yeah,
which I recall that's what I did. He was holding one of the chicken nuggets, right?
Yeah, I think he is, yeah. Anyway, final product for the art. Looks really nice.
Thank you to all of our donators,
thank you to
watchers,
everybody.
Subscribers,
you are all
family.
Absolutely amazing. We love all of you. You're great.
Even the people who hate us, I kind of like.
I don't think we have anybody who really hates us.
Well, if you do, I mean, you paid attention to us. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know. We're thinking about streaming. Would love to get some feedback on that. Leave comments if you want. Leave favorites and likes and whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, watch, like, and subscribe. Review us on iTunes.
We don't
We're not on
do
iTunes.
that. Yeah, we don't do any of what you've just said.
Reblog to save a life.
I personally don't like to ask people to subscribe or like.
I'm
or
saying it ironically.
I know you are. I'm just saying. Like, I personally don't really care for doing that. But if you guys want to, I mean, it's there, you can do it.
Yeah, tag us in mean tweets about us.
Stop now. Now you're going too far. All right, I got nothing left to say. Do you?
I don't know. I could come up with more things to try and pretend that people should do.
I'd rather you didn't.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Okay, stop. Good night, everybody.
Good night.